there was a woman who was talking about how she got upset with the guy because he wouldn't get her an Uber to go home, and he offered to pick her up, and she said no, right, because she didn't want him to know where she lived. But
Makes sense.
then she was just like, "Well, can you get me an Uber?" So he got her the Uber, right?
But then
And
he already knows the fucking address.
no, I don't know. She said he paid for the Uber or what have you, right? Fine. Well, I guess he sent her the money for the Uber. I don't know, whatever. But he got her the Uber, right? The date didn't go as well as they both thought it would, and he was just like, "All right, you have a good night." She expected him to pay for her Uber to go back home.
Ma'am, have your own money.
And he was just like, "What?" And she's like, "So you're not gonna pay for my Uber to go home?" And he was just like, "What?" And he was just like, "You were so disrespectful." And she still expected him to pay for the Uber. Like women these days, when it comes to dating, is so crazy. Like you have women who bring their children on dates. I had a woman do that to me. Thank God I don't remember this woman's name, but she brought her son on a date, and
Oh,
she
That's crazy. I had a guy bring
That's
his daughter on a date,
crazy.
and I went home.
and it's crazy.
No.
Yeah.
It's crazy because
How old was the daughter?
when I picked her up, right, he was dressed to go out, and she didn't even tell me that he was coming to. So she was like, "You mind if my son comes with me?" And what I'm gonna say? I'm already there, you know.
Like, yes, I'm on. When that man showed up at the bowling alley, first of all, our date was at a bowling alley. I'm fine with that. Not a problem. First date. And I see him walking, and then there's this little person like bopping next to him. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's a kid that belongs. You know, they're just walking together.
And this is someone you dated.
This was our first date and our only date ever.
Yeah, mine too.
And then he's like, oh, hey, I didn't tell you. Oh, I couldn't find anybody to watch her. Time out. He's like, and I didn't want to cancel.
You should have.
I don't date people with children. A personal preference. Second, I don't want to date you all. This is not a group activity. You and your daughter go home. God bless. Good night. He's like, oh well, she likes to play. She likes to bowl. This is not.
So you take her out on a freaking father-daughter date.
That's all I kept saying. Like, this is not a play date, sir.
You know what's crazy is I know so many women who won't introduce a man to their kids for a while. So yeah. It really kind of bugs me out now that I'm a parent that any man who would introduce his child to a woman like on the first date, that's crazy to me, right? Like I wouldn't like say me and my wife didn't work out. What's up?
So you'll never see me again.
No, it's like Wayne's World.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense to me because it's just like my kids are so important to me that I'm not gonna go out and just have anybody meet them.
Right.
You know, the females other than my wife that my kids know are all family, you know, or friends that are so close to me that they are family. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like I don't like my boys are like everything to me. So it's like I wouldn't even be like, yeah, that you gotta be a real special